What's up guys, my name is Shane. In this video, we are talking about different ways to say you're welcome and how to answer thank you. You're welcome is a phrase that is okay, but it's not really used that much. There are a lot of better phrases that you can use which sound more natural. So in today's video, you will learn 12 different ways to say you're welcome. Some are formal, some are informal. So make sure you watch until the end of the video so you know what to say in formal and informal situations. Are you ready? Let's go. Okay, let's start off with some formal phrases first. Number 1, I'm happy to be of assistance. I'm happy to be of assistance. This means I feel good to help you. I am happy to help you. This phrase is very formal and not normally used between friends. Let's pretend you work in a call center and you're on the phone to one of your customers and you spend 10 minutes helping him. When you finish helping him, he says to you, "Thank you so much for your help." You can say, "I'm happy to be of assistance." This is very polite and very professional. Number 2, I'm happy to be of service. I'm happy to be of service. This is a very formal phrase and normally used in places like luxury hotels. I'm happy to be of service means I am happy to have helped you. Let's pretend you work at reception for a very luxury hotel. You have a guest who comes to check in, and when you finish checking him in, he says, "Thank you for your help." You can say to him, "I'm happy to be of service, sir." This is very polite and very professional. Number 3, I'm happy to help. I'm happy to help. This is also another formal phrase. Let's pretend you work in a shop and your job is to help customers. One day you have a customer and you spend 10 minutes helping him select the product which is right for him. And after you finish helping him, he says to you, "Thanks for all your help today." You can say, "I'm happy to help. I'm happy to help." This is a very polite way to say you're welcome. Okay, now let's look at some informal phrases. Number 4, no worries. No worries. No worries means it's not a big problem. It's nothing to worry about. This is a very informal phrase and it's normally used in casual situations between friends and family. For example, let's pretend you help your dad with something and when you finish helping him, he says, "Thanks." You can say back to him, "No worries. No worries." This is a really good phrase to use in informal situations and it will make you sound like a native speaker. Number 5, not a problem. Not a problem. This is also another informal phrase and it's normally used in casual situations between friends and family. This phrase means exactly what it says. It means it was no problem to help or do what you did. It didn't inconvenience you. Let's pretend you help your mum bring in some shopping from outside. And when you bring in the shopping, she says to you, "Thanks." You can say back to her, "Not a problem. Not a problem." This is a very common phrase we use to say you're welcome in informal situations. So try it yourself and you will sound like a native speaker. Number 6, it was my pleasure. It was my pleasure. This phrase can be informal or formal, depending on how you use it. Pleasure means a good feeling. So if you say, "It was my pleasure," it means I felt good to help you. Let's pretend you are a job interviewer. And after you finish interviewing someone, the person you interviewed says to you, "Thanks for your time." You can say to them, "It was my pleasure. It was my pleasure." But if you want to make it less formal, you can just say pleasure. Pleasure. This is much less formal than saying it was my pleasure. Number 7, it was nothing. It was nothing. This phrase is informal and can be used in most situations that aren't really formal. It was nothing just means it was no problem. It didn't take any effort to do what you did. Let's pretend your friend just had a baby and you babysit your friend's baby for the day while she's at work. And when she comes home from work, she says to you, "Thanks for looking after my baby today." You can say, "It was nothing." It was nothing. This is a really nice way to say, "You're welcome." Number 8, any time. Any time. This phrase is informal and it can be used in most situations that aren't really formal. Anytime means exactly what it says. It means you are happy to help that person at any time. Let's pretend your friend calls you and he asks you about computers and you help him with his questions. When you finish talking, he says, "Thanks for all your help." You can say any time. Any time. This means he can ask you any time. This is a really nice way to say you're welcome. Number 9, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. This phrase is informal and it can be used in most situations that aren't really formal. Don't worry about it means exactly what it says. It means don't think about it. It was not a problem to help and you don't have to say thank you. Let's pretend your friend asks you to borrow $50 and you give him the $50 to borrow and he says, "Thanks so much." You can say, "Don't worry about it." Don't worry about it. This is a really nice way to say, "You're welcome." Number 10, don't mention it. Don't mention it. This phrase is informal and it can be used in most situations that aren't really formal. The word mention means to talk about something. So if you say don't mention it, that means don't talk about it. It was no problem to help. Let's pretend you help your friend do a university project and at the end he says to you, "Thanks so much for your help. I really appreciate it." You can say don't mention it. Don't mention it. This is a very good phrase to say you're welcome and you'll sound like a native speaker. Did you know that if someone says thank you to you, you can sometimes reply by saying thank you back to them? Let's pretend you help your friend with something. And after you help your friend, that friend buys you a really expensive watch to say thank you. And when he gives it to you, he says, "Thank you so much for all your help. I really appreciate it." You can say back to your friend, "No, thank you." No, thank you. And note here how I really emphasize the word you. I don't say no, thank you. I say no, thank you. So remember, if you use this phrase, make sure you emphasize the you. And the last phrase for today is you are welcome. Huh? But Shane, you said you were teaching us different ways to say you're welcome. Well, listen again. I said you are welcome. When we say this, we really emphasize the are. You are welcome, not you are welcome. So try this phrase if you really want to put some energy into your speech. Okay, they are the 12 phrases for today. But before we finish the lesson, let's have a little quiz to see how much you remember. Are you ready? Let's go. Number 1, you work in a very expensive hotel. You help your guest with something and your guest says to you, "Thanks for all your help." What can you say back? Well, you can say one of the formal phrases that we learned today, such as, "I'm happy to be of service," or "I'm happy to be of assistance." Number 2, what does "don't mention it" mean? Mention means to talk about something. So if we say don't mention it to say you're welcome, it means it was no problem. You don't have to thank me. Number 3, what does the phrase "it was my pleasure" mean? Pleasure is a good feeling. So when we say "it was my pleasure" to say you're welcome, this means it made me feel good to help you. Number 4, let's pretend you help your friend with something. Your friend says thank you, and you want to let your friend know that your friend can ask for help whenever he needs help, what can you say to him? You can say any time. Any time. Last question, question number 5. What are 3 ways you can say you're welcome in an informal way? You can say no worries, not a problem, don't worry about it, or any of the other phrases that we looked at today. Okay, that is the end of the lesson today. Comment down below and let us know what is your favorite phrase from today's video. If you're interested in more videos just like this one, check out this video right here. Make sure you subscribe to the channel because next week's video is all about common grammar mistakes that you might be making. And for more English, you can check out our website at englishunderstood.com where we have English lessons and ebooks. If you're not following us on Instagram, follow us right now because we have daily quizzes, weekly posts, lessons, updates, and much, much more. And we will see you in the next video.